We're back in the studio. God,
We have Hugh Hefner with us from Beyond the Grave.
Hello.
His name is Alexander Schiefer now, per everyone's request.
Listen, a lot of people were like, put Alex on the show. And I was like, no. And then he showed up in a bathrobe with a glass of wine and his own microphone.
He came prepared.
Here's what happened. I was going to say thank you to Michelle, who sent us Starbucks gift cards. And why are you...
Because I like Starbucks.
I know you have to react. Nobody can see your face.
Oh, my face was very thankful. Thank you to Michelle.
You just stared at me with an open mouth. We want to say thank you to Michelle. And she sent you one for milkshakes, me one for coffee, and one for Gio for puppuccinos.
So sweet.
And then, speaking of mail, this is how I was going to segue. We were hand-delivered our first piece of hate mail.
Yes.
And we posted it, and it caused quite a stir. A lot of people were very angered because they did not understand the intention of my post.
Which was humor.
Yes.
Humor-based.
I was trying to joke. And we have the author here in the house to read a dramatic reading of said hate mail. Take it away.
Yes, hello. They want to hear my voice.
I know. Tell them what they want to hear.
All about that. But they only heard like 3 words.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably disappointing now that they hear it more.
They're like, never mind.
Okay.
Should have quit while you were ahead.
Please read your hate mail.
Well, first I want to give some backstory before your fans yell at me more. I listened to an episode where you guys said that you hadn't gotten any hate mail. And I felt like that meant you hadn't made it.
Oh, that's so kind.
So
you're here to do the deed.
I basically helped you make it.
Okay, thanks, I guess.
Here we are. Now I'll read this to you.
Ready?
Dear M and Christine.
Yes, M has not heard this yet.
No, I don't know what's coming.
It has come to my attention that you feel you are overdue for some hate mail.
I want to stop you already. It scares me that you're looking me in the eyes as you read this, because usually hate mail is not something I get directly told to my face. So here we go.
Next sentence is my favorite.
Okay.
Okay, then. Fuck you both.
Yay.
Now that I'm caught up on the podcast, I'm finally free from the guilt you pile on me for not being caught up.
We do that often.
I'm sick of you two ladling out your nonsense, much like a...
Ladling!
It's relevant. I'm sick of you two ladling out your nonsense, much like a slag pot ladles out molten slag.
Love it.
And like a wise man would say, M and Christine, go home.
Your father.
That's my
father.
Wise words.
Your friend and brother. P.S. When will I be invited on as a guest? Hashtag give the people what they want.
Wow, that was some foreshadowing, wasn't it?
No, it's called Alexander forcing himself onto our podcast.
When will you let me on the show? Oh, when you have to read this exact letter.
It's also called, that's his vision board on that piece of paper.
And didn't you write that a while ago?
I wrote that like a month and a half ago, and I was way too lazy to mail it. And then I remembered it was in my backpack. So I pulled it out and it was like, here's your hate mail.
He tossed it at me on the floor.
That is vision boarding, though, because then all of a sudden people are saying, we want Alex on the show.
True, it timed out.
You really did give the people what they want.
But not everyone, because some people were very upset. And now we have a segment called...
Mean tweets.
Yeah, mean Instagram comments.
I think that's trademark Jimmy Kimmel, so we'll call it rude tweets. No, mean...
Sad Alex.
Sad Alex.
That's it. Okay.
This was after I posted the post on Instagram saying, oh, we got our first hate mail hand delivered, and showed the letter with Alexander in the background, so I assume people knew that the letter was from him, and I guess I didn't clarify enough. And people were so kind and came to our defense, but then they also cut him down while doing it. So here you go.
Yeah, on the one hand, I was impressed and I was excited for you guys. Your fans are so passionate. But then I realized it was directed towards me. Well, this one I want to defend myself. Someone said it takes a certain type of negative energy for someone to be motivated enough to handwrite hate mail. And I did handwrite it, but I was at work and I didn't have anything to do.
So you were committed.
Yeah. And then
Who said
someone
that?
said,
Give them the
yeah.
credit.
Kirsten Alley P.
Okay.
Yeah, give them the credit
Yeah, that's right.
for their hatred.
Someone said,
Shame.
who actually has the time? Crying, laughing emoji. That was Darian with 2 R's and 3 I's.
Alexander has the time, apparently.
Yes, I do. Someone said, call their mom, which happens to be,
My mom.
there we go. That was Justin Please, PLZ.
Thanks, Justin.
Justin, please.
Oh, Justine, shoot.
Justine.
Oh, Justine.
I'm new to this. And then someone said, take it as a compliment. They're the ones wasting energy. That was Lindsay Naomi. He or she can suck it. There was Erica Endo _. Hand-delivered hate mail. Check the bushes. Good suggestion. An awkward artist 1.
I feel like he's in his bathrobe, like reading like fireside chat letters. Like
He really is in like a full blown. He's in a full robe right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came. He wasn't wearing it before he knew he was coming on the show.
You guys had like 4 blankets and were discussing who would wear what blanket while you were recording.
who are
So
you
I
wearing?
dressed the
I'm wearing Cincinnati Bengals, actually.
Yeah, you are.
so I dressed the part. And okay, this is where I actually got offended because it was so true. Emily Goldhammer said their penmanship could use some work.
Well, could it?
Rude.
Yes, but still.
The truth hurts sometimes.
Oh, someone said that face is looking mighty smackable right now. So what that means is they knew it was me and they still wanted to smack me. That was
Best of both worlds.
Mabama 20. How funny, crying laughing emoji. Those chicken shits couldn't have a return address listed just in case you wanted to send your own hate mail.
I'm going to send my own hate mail, and the
It's
reason
called knocking on his bedroom door.
yeah, and the reason there's no return address is because it's also my address, and I'll just mail it right back.
And that was from Carrie _bomb. Thank you.
I
Thank you
said
for your
Carrie
support.
Underwood. I was like, hey.
I was like, if Carrie Underwood is defending us,
Okay, but did someone just come straight out of 3rd grade's first lesson in cursive writing, or and then thinking emoji? Someone's that was Tay _Lorp. What kind of name is Lorp?
hate mail to the hate mail.
coming back at you.
Oh no! Didn't realize Trump could write anything except his fucking name. No, I hadn't seen that one until now. That's good. That's good. Thanks, Norsky with a 0. Someone said, "Oh crap! Hope you're both okay."
We're not.
What? Oh god! What?
We're seeing psychiatrists about it.
Kim Searle Crafts. Oh my god, man! Oh, there are more that I haven't. Oh jeez. Oh, someone thought it was our dad. So close.
Well, he has shared a lot
Yeah.
of hatred for this
So that
show.
was pretty. Oh, someone said, "Oh man, more hate mail from Alex."
Wait,
Okay.
where's the first one?
I don't remember.
God, you're
Probably just the daily reminder.
But Aaron Copland says, "Your brother is so fit, though."
oh, fuck off, Aaron.
Oh, wait, I skipped my favorite. I was gonna go back to it, but now's a good time. Trisha Rose 95 says, "Can I date your brother?"
No.
Go ahead.
No.
And why not?
Yeah, 2 out of 3, Christine.
I'm a great matchmaker.
Someone said, "WTF? No one told any of us that Alexander is hot?" Question mark, question mark, question mark, question
kill
mark. Oh my
myself.
god, this is amazing. Someone said they're
And now we're seeing your real reason for getting on the show was just to promote yourself.
Did
yeah.
anyone doubt that?
my Instagram is Schiefer740.
There it is.
I've gotten some followers. Thank you guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
I know I'm why you're here.
That's actually why we have the show,
Yeah.
just to matchmake for you.
It's about you, really.
Yeah. Well, actually, I do need a date for CrimeCon.
And Christine's wedding.
See, that can be a second date.
Oh.
First date is CrimeCon, so that you have to come to CrimeCon if you want to make the wedding.
And the second date is 5 months later.
Don't forget to use the code ATWWD.
That's right.
I used it when I bought my ticket.
We just bought our plane tickets, guys. We're going to Nashville.
And so is Alexander.
Oh,
Y'all.
yeah, Alexander will be there too.
Yep. Just for you guys.
At least as of right now.
And to all the women who wish they were,
Or
I guess,
men.
me on that plane. Or men, Alexander. Who knows?
Yeah, that's fine.
Did you know you and I are going to be flying back together without Christine?
Yes, I did.
It's going to be our first real adventure
And
together.
I still bought a ticket.
I'm flattered. Thank you. You could have not done that.
I really could have, but I did not.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to put my little spin on this and take this microphone back. I actually laughed pretty loud when someone said, you should call their mom, because I'm like, wait, that's my mom. And then I giggled to myself. And then I did call my mom, and I recorded the call, and my mom, I'll play just like a brief response. This is what she said.
That's a Schiefer thing. I think this is where, unfortunately, the genes between your father and I didn't mix well, and the German humor is not working. Blame your father for that one, not me.
Blame Dad?
Yep, blame your father. Mm-hmm. Well, blame your uncle. Either one's fine with me.
And so then I decided to call my dad because I was like, well, he needs a chance to defend himself because my mom said, oh, this is your father's fault.
Right, of course.
Not Alexander's, it's my father's.
Right. At least it's not yours.
I mean, yeah, all in all, it's not my fault. So then this is what my father had to say about the whole thing.
I have no idea where he got this stuff from. Maybe
Okay.
maybe he suffered a little bit under the Los Angeles sun or what have you. But don't blame it. Don't blame it all on me. You know how that sounds to me? You know, that sounds to me, my daughter, who I love very much, that you and Em are running out of anything creative anymore, that you have to call me. That's how low your podcast went, that you have to call me to get something, some red meat for your listeners or whatever. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. This is how bad it is out there. I think I have to come out there and do my own thing with Alexander probably together, you know.
Anyway, so that's everyone. That's the Schiefer family input. I don't know why anybody needed any input, but, you know.
It's family values.
Wanted to give everyone a fair shot. We're all about family values here at ATWWD.
Also, I think it takes a real man to read your own mean tweets. So I thank you for putting on your robe and your big boy pants all at once.
The compliments helped.
Yeah.
I sprinkled those in, so when I was feeling down, I'd bring myself back up.
Yeah, I figured. I figured as much.
It worked. It worked. Feeling pretty good. Thank you, guys.
If only we had rights to the trademark Jimmy Kimmel music behind the mean tweets.
Yeah, I was thinking of putting like some Sarah McLachlan or something back there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure retroactively I know I put music under it, so
Right.
when it comes out, you'll see. Why are you drinking, Em? Well, Alexander, what are you drinking tonight?
Wine.
Em's drinking out of a wine glass. Alexander's drinking wine, and I'm drinking fucking water because I'm on this Whole30. But this is the last episode we're taping where I'm not drinking. Huzzah!
Thank God. They've been getting boring.
All right, you've taken this too far.
Do you have a reason you drink this week?
It was all that hate, honestly.
Oh, good. I'm glad we cleansed the
And
air.
all the love I was getting.
Oh.
But I do have a paranormal story that's not much of a story.
Oh, great.
And I'm going to give it quick. Since
to sell it.
Your episodes are like 2 hours long sometimes, so you don't cut things. So I'm just going to say it since you don't cut things.
Oh,
And
just
you don't
while you're
care.
here, when in Rome. Got it.
When in Rome, yes. Well, I actually went to the most haunted place in Indiana.
Ooh.
If you actually Google the most haunted place in Indiana, it's the first result.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how legit
What is
it
it called?
It's called the Story Inn.
Okay.
It's about, I think, 20 miles south of Nashville, Indiana. And you have to take this country road. And it's really scary. And I drove past it when I first went and couldn't find it because the town of Story, which was like a mining town, it like barely exists now.
Oh, good.
And it's basically just there for the Story Inn. In my experience, well, I actually worked for, so my former boss at a record label where I worked, his parents run the inn. So we had our Christmas party there.
Oh,
And
cool.
I did not know it was haunted. But I went, and my plan was to stay for the whole party and spend the night and then go home the next morning. Well, I showed up and it was fine. It was creepy, but it was fine. And that's about it.
Did you feel anything?
I was actually legitimately weirded out, felt weird the whole time. And I'm not much of a paranormal person, so it's kind of weird looking back, realizing that it's haunted. But I was actually not feeling
Safe.
myself the whole time. Yeah, I went outside and took a walk around because I just couldn't be in that room.
Oh, weird.
Or in the, yeah.
Like it was like anxiety inducing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have anxiety normally, so I don't know if it was just that, but no, I was really weirdly uncomfortable. So I walked around. I wrote a note on my phone that
was it
night.
hate mail?
No, it was just me. It was just me, like, ranting about being there because I was so uncomfortable. Like, I legitimately wrote that night about how uncomfortable I was, and that was, I don't do that normally. I mean, I do
the
weird
ghosts
things,
made
but
you log your experience?
yeah, they were like, tell us how it was instead of the guest book. You know, I just wrote it on my phone, and I went back in, and I decided I can't stay. I just didn't want to spend the night. They had a place for me, and that was the plan. I said, okay, I'm going to go. And I had to drive back to Cincinnati, which was like 2.5, 3 hours. And it was like 1 or 2 in the morning when I left. And it was like middle of winter. It was, yeah. So I ended up leaving anyway. Everyone was like, why? Why don't you just stay? And I'm like, no, I'm just going to go. And I drove, and on my way home, I got way too tired to drive. So I pulled off the highway and found a really sketchy lot that was like there was nothing nearby except for a truck stop, but it looked abandoned.
Oh, so you would rather be there than in this inn?
Yeah, and so I
that's
parked my
enough.
car and fell asleep, and then eventually woke up and finished the drive home.
Yeah, I would have not done that.
Yeah, but I don't remember. There's like some ghost woman that is supposedly there.
Weird.
I'm not prepared, believe it or not. You see my robe and you're like, oh, he must be so prepared.
You were prepared for vanity on a radio show.
Yeah.
Well, that's still impressive because we both know you as a skeptic. So for you to be that wigged out and to leave at 1 a.m. and you'd rather sleep in an abandoned snowy lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I mean, that's proof enough to me.
Okay, good. So I'm done.
Oh, all right. Are you here with us for the whole show?
No, I need my mic back.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm sorry, listeners. I'm sorry, ladies and gents.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the stats for this episode.
Oh, God.
And because I'm going to post about it, obviously.
oh, well,
and
who
then
wouldn't?
the stats will just, my God, your sponsors will be like, what?
What happened?
We've never seen these numbers before.
Actually, maybe we should just make you do the ads now. Maybe you'll just rake in the cash.
That's a good idea. I skip all your ads. So
There it is.
Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know if you're allowed to, but you definitely did. So,
Whoops.
Their ads are funny. We make them fun.
Yeah, everyone listen to the ads. They're funny. I swear.
Okay, give me the headphones. Goodbye.
Havenly is the most delightful way to design spaces in your home on any budget. Partner with an interior designer to create a beautiful design based on your unique style and space. You can then buy what you love directly through Havenly's platform with access to hundreds of retailers and the guaranteed best prices.
I got a Havenly account and signed up and took the style quiz, and it matched me with a personal stylist. It is the coolest concept and a great idea, and you don't have to like go out of your way. You can give a budget ahead of time so that you're not worried about cost. It's just a really brilliant idea that I don't know how I survived without it.
They also write up a nice draft for you so you can see like what to expect out of your room.
Yeah.
And like you get your own personal designer. They really hook you up. They cater to what you're interested in to make your room look the best it is.
And to be honest, everyone could use a little help with designing a space in their home. No offense, guys. Havenly is the easiest and most affordable way to actually get it done. They've completed tens of thousands of beautiful designs, and their team of designers works with you online to design the living space of your dreams. And that could be a guest room, a family room, kitchen, whatever you want.
A haunted cellar.
Oh, right. Let's design that next.
Can you imagine?
It would be beautiful.
Okay, get it, Havenly. We're going to call you personally to decorate our haunted cellar.
It will be one Ouija board in the center of it.
And we want Geo everything.
Only Geo.
Havenly helps you every step of the way using your budget and your style to shape the changes you want at a price you can afford.
Because everyone deserves a beautiful living space. Start by taking the free Havenly Style Quiz. It really is a fun way to learn your unique design style, and it helps Havenly match you up with the perfect designer to put together the perfect room.
Turn your Pinterest board into reality if you try Havenly today by visiting havenly.com/drink and get 25% off your design package. That's havenly.com/drink for 25% off of your design package. havenly.com/drink.
Why do you drink this week?
I don't know why I drink. I drink for, like, for me, it's a good reason. For no one else, it's like a big deal. I recently rediscovered Sister Act 2.
That's a great reason.
And I forgot how life-changing that music is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The whole way here, you're like a good 45-minute drive. The whole way here, I probably just switched between 2 or 3 songs.
Oh my God, it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I also recently rediscovered my first crush I ever had, Miss Shania Twain. And
I thought it was whatever her name was.
I've had a lot of
Miss
crushes.
Applebaum or whatever.
Miss Applebaum.
Whatever the fuck her name is. From Matilda.
Oh,
That's what you
Miss
told
Honey.
us. Miss Honey.
Interesting.
You told us that a long time ago.
I did say that. Here's the thing. I was never like much of a playboy, like a, what do you say, like a
ladies' man?
Yeah, like a player. But like in my mind, I was dating like 10 people at a time growing up. And like Miss Honey and Shania Twain were probably at the same time.
Oh, sure. Got it.
So I recently discovered her music again. So I've got my Shania, I've got my Sister Act.
What a combo.
It's a good time. My car is an interesting place to be right now.
It sounds like it.
So anyway, why do you drink?
Well, in Christine news, I decided, okay, so it was like 40 degrees the other day. Mm-hmm. And I had guests visiting and they were freezing. So I was like, I'm just going to turn the heat on in our house. I've never turned the heat on. We live in LA. We don't turn the heat on. But I was like, okay, I'm going to turn it on low. Turn the heat on. You know how when you first turn the heat on, like it like kind of smells like burning a little bit because there's dust and stuff.
What the fuck did you do?
Well, okay. So what happened was I turned the heat on and everything was fine. Then I was like, oh wait, there's a heater in our room too. So I turned it on, but then I realized the whole dial was broken. So I just had to like poke at it and hope I was doing something. The whole cover fell off. So it's just all these wires. So I was just kind of poking at the wires. And then I know everyone's like,
no comment,
just rolling their eyes. And so then I was like, I need to take a shower. So I'm in the shower and la-di-da. I'm like, why does it smell like smoke in here?
Fuck, Christine.
And I jump out of the shower and I realize Gio has left the room, which is not a good sign. And I'm like, something smells like it's on fire. Well, I guess our heater was not prepared to be turned on.
Ever again.
Probably ever. And probably me poking at it for 20 minutes didn't help. And so as I like peek out of the door, the fire alarm in our bedroom, which I didn't know existed, starts blaring. And I'm like, uh-oh. And so then I grab Blaze's nightstand and jump on it and I start like poking at it. But then I realize I'm naked because I was just in the shower. And I realized like all our blinds are open. So I'm just jumping up and down on Blaze's nightstand, knocking everything off and poking at the thing and it's not turning off. And then the second I finally get it to turn off, the one in the hallway starts going off. And my brother's like, what the hell is going on? So I grab my bathrobe, speaking of robes, and I pull out a rolling chair and I'm like, Alexander, fix it. And like he climbs onto this rolling chair and I'm like holding him in my bathrobe. And my 2 guests from downstairs are like, what is happening? And I'm like, I think something's on fire in my room. I don't know. I think the heater's on fire. Anyway, so it took us about a half hour of disabling.
Was anything on fire that you could
I don't
find?
think so. Unless it was inside the giant furnace thing.
Okay.
But
I'm imagining there was fire in the furnace.
I poked at it a lot until it stopped.
All right.
So I don't really know what happened. I'm a little scared.
Well,
anyway, I jumped around a lot and I ruined Blaze's nightstand and I think all our neighbors saw me naked. So
that's fine.
It's just been one of those weeks.
I lived across the street from the same people for 20 years. They've seen a lot worse, I think.
Yeah, I don't care.
Although your friends were in town, and so it was a double feature for me because I was meeting your best friends from college and meeting Allison's best friends from college at the same time.
It was quite a doozy for you.
Because in case you're starting at this episode, like some of you like to do it and go backwards, you and Allison were college roommates with 2 other people as well.
Yes.
So I met the whole gang.
So my worlds are colliding, which is really weird to me. It's just weird. But
Yes.
Yeah.
But I had a good time.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Super. It was fun except when I woke everyone up. Because I insisted on taking a shower and turning the heater on. Okay, so there's no good segue out of that.
All right. You want to hear a story?
I mean, yeah.
Well, we're here. So
I mean, I might as well.
whether or not you want to, it's kind of our duty now. Here is a story from Indiana, weirdly enough.
Oh, is it the story?
No, can you imagine though if that happened?
That would have been
a game changer.
Nobody would have believed you.
The address to this place is 3860 Carolina Street in Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary.
Is that a
Indiana.
song?
Are you serious?
I'm
That's
sorry.
the town that knew me when.
Nope. Where's that from?
The Music Man.
Oh, which is weird because I love musicals. Never cared for that one.
It's the only one I really like.
Fun fact, Gary is my father's name.
Fun fact, Michael Jackson's from Gary, Indiana.
That is a fun fact.
Thank you. It is pretty fun.
I think so.
I'm pretty
Quite
fun.
a thriller.
I know what is fun and what is not fun.
You're just going to ignore it, huh?
Oh, God.
It's okay. That's fine. That's fine.
I mean, you just insulted my Music Man, so...
Really, Michael Jackson is the Music Man.
Yeah, last week you guys called him the king of pop. Or no, you called Elvis the king of pop.
We're all kings of something. You're the king of boxed wine. And that's okay.
What? Why you have to say it's okay like that? That's very patronizing. Why would you think it's not okay?
No, you're right. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
No one's judging.
Thanks, yeah.
Your kingdom.
You're making me feel real.
I bet your throne is made of boxed wine. That would be a good time.
That is something you need to make me at work.
Done. The house is also known as the House of 200 Demons.
I'm sorry, what?
Another fun fact.
I was not expecting that.
Although I think that's a little dramatic.
I mean, do you think it is? Because I think it is.
I mean, they didn't line up for us to count them,
That
you know?
just seems really dramatic.
It's a little too much for me. Anyway, it begins in 2011.
Why do you...
I mean, I'm just always surprised when things are happening in this decade.
Very recent.
Yeah.
I didn't know demons were still, like, doing their thing.
Popping out. They do every now and then.
Okay.
So the family, her name is LaToya, and she had 3 children, and her mother, Rosa. I also want to clarify before I do this story that I am doing this story because it is very relevant and timely, and you will see why at the end.
We like timely.
Also, relevant and timely are kind of the same word, so redundancy is not my thing. Okay.
Redundancy is your thing.
It is exactly my thing. I'm just trying to avoid it, but I can't. So the story begins when they move into the house in 2011.
I assume it was not called the House of 200 Demons then.
Actually, that is exactly what it said in the classifieds, and LaToya was on it. She was like, let's go.
And Rosa was like, bring it on.
She's like, I'm not dead yet. Let's do it.
The classifieds.
That's where people look, right? Or like Zillow.
I mean, people definitely don't look. I mean, maybe in Gary, Indiana, they do, but...
Maybe. Can you imagine going on like Trulia and it's like the House of 200 Demons? And you and I are like, oh, that's our recording studio now.
Zillow, like Zestimate.
Zestimate free.
Zestimate. Your soul. Okay, not funny.
So as soon as they move in, they start hearing noises that LaToya thought were footsteps on the basement stairs and creaks from the basement door. You have that experience with your cellar, don't you?
Yes, the door. Not really steps, though.
In due time.
Don't put that on me.
LaToya has also interviewed and given information to us. So a lot of this is in quotes. To us specifically. I called her yesterday. I didn't.
Oh, for a second I was like, shut the fuck up. This is timely.
It actually happened 5 minutes ago.
LaToya is my friend.
I was just kidding. I wasn't listening to Sister Act 2. I was talking to her on the phone on the way here. She's talked about this pretty openly since. Okay. And so there's a couple quotes that I'm just going to throw into this every now and then. She says that it started out as little things first, that it was, quote, streaks of bad luck, that things would go missing and then reappear and we would just blame each other. I think we all know what that's like, LaToya.
LaToya, we get it.
Rosa, her mama, repeatedly woke up to a shadowy figure. And then when she got out of bed to face it because she's a badass. Rosa's got guns.
Rosa.
She would get out of bed to charge at it, and she would find large wet boot prints on her floor.
That just gave me the creeps. On her, was it carpet, like wet boot prints? Oh, can you imagine?
The carpet. Oh,
but it's like
the stains.
Wet carpet.
It's gonna leave a mark.
God, I feel like Monica from Friends.
I bet he left rings on the tables too. Not using a coaster. So at night, they would hear the footsteps from the basement stairs, and in the morning, they would find muddy footprints from the basement leading to the middle of the floor. Ugh. So like someone was walking up the stairs.
Do you know how scary? Because you'd think someone was in your house.
Yeah, it's like, am I scared because you're a demon or because like you could actually be...
I'd probably be more scared someone was breaking in, like burglarizing. Yeah. Walking into my bedroom.
I think so. So they started seeing muddy footsteps, but they would either start from the basement and end in the middle of the room.
Oh my God.
Or they would start in the middle of the room and lead to nothing. Like they would just stop in the middle of the floor.
So as if someone like planted down in the middle of the floor. And walked. Oh, how creepy.
So they decided to put a latch on the basement door since that's where all the sounds were coming from. And then they started hearing the footsteps either start at the bottom of the basement up to the stairs and would hear a door slam as if something tried to walk into it. Or they would hear pounding on the locked door as if it was trying to get out of the room. Which, by the way, it's a fucking ghost. It can get through.
Stop complaining.
It's just trying to like be intimidating. Rosa also recalls seeing a swarm of flies appear on their porch in the dead of winter, when no flies exist. I mean, not like, in the winter. I mean, they exist somewhere, just not in Gary, Indiana.
This is our resident insect expert.
I'm actually the crocodile hunter, but flies.
Right. But flies? What?
I don't know.
The fly hunter.
So LaToya and Rosa said that the daughter, this was the beginning of the real spooky stuff. The daughter, went up.
Do we know her name or no?
No, none of the kids' names are known.
Okay.
All we know is that their ages were 12, 9, and 7.
This bears some resemblance to my story.
Maybe this is the aftermath of your story. And then your story is the prequel to mine.
Can't
but
work
we're doing
that way,
it out of order.
You'll see.
Oh my. Okay, so
unfortunately,
the 12-year-old who was the daughter, they went upstairs to her room and found her levitating above her bed, unconscious. Like while she was sleeping, someone lifted her up. Eventually, she descended onto the bed, and when she woke up, when she landed on the bed, she had no memory of it because she was fucking unconscious. In case we forgot. And Rosa remembers, because she's also been interviewed, she remembers telling her daughter, LaToya, we need help. We need to talk to someone who knows how to deal with this. One instance in, and Rosa's ready. She's like, let's fucking call help.
Rosa tried to charge at it.
She clearly has seen some previous demons.
She's like, you cannot.
She's like, this isn't my first rodeo.
No.
So I guess moving wasn't an option because Rosa's first thought was, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I know, like, in the past we said, why don't you move? And, like, a lot of people say, why don't these people just move? But it is true that, like,
you have to get...
You can't just necessarily move out.
Financially, you just can't do it.
I mean, even this lease, we signed this lease for 3 years, and the thought of... We could never afford to leave if it was haunted, you know?
Well, it is haunted.
Oh, God, I just jinxed myself.
Knock on wood.
Can you open this? I don't want to break my nails.
Wow.
They're
LA has changed you.
No, they're the kind that you don't like when they come off. I know.
I don't want to talk about it. Just drink your LaCroix.
That's really pretty. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah. So moving wasn't an option, so they performed their own cleansing ritual.
That seems safe.
Well, they did it off of the suggestion of the church and clairvoyance that they knew.
And wikihow.com.
Yes. And wiccahow.com.
No!
Yeah, there's a book called Wikipedia.
That's
And it makes me so excited.
brilliant.
I don't know how accurate it is, but I think about it often.
Oh, okay.
I do, well, because my stepmom, I'm like, oh, I should buy that for her. But then I'm like, she already knows everything in that book.
I know, but it's a fun coffee table book.
I know. She's got a lot of weird shit on her coffee table already. So.
Yeah, okay.
So they decided to do their own cleansing ritual where they burnt sage and read Psalm 91 out of the Bible while walking around the house. They also, according to the church, they listened to the church's suggestion where they poured olive oil on the children's hands and feet and then smeared oil in the shape of crosses on their foreheads and then every window and door of the house.
Okay.
I don't know the significance of that, but I'm just going to roll with it.
It's a thing in Catholicism.
Cool.
Also, it's a mess. Can you imagine getting oil off the windows?
I don't want to. So the clairvoyants, and this is a quote from LaToya, they told me that the original owners of the house were in a cult and did rituals there, both human and animal.
Human?
Like human sacrifices.
No.
Yeah, Christine.
No. Animals?
Quote, he said the house was infested with over 200 demons.
Over 200.
And that it was so dark in the house from all of the spirits that he could barely see when walking through.
Holy.
Yeah, it was LaToya said nothing happened for the next 3 days, but then things obviously got worse as they do. The kids' eyes began bulging, they had evil smiles, and their voices deepened every time they spoke.
Oh my God. No.
LaToya said that she felt weak, lightheaded, and warm. And the youngest boy would sit in the closet and talk to a boy named Trey that nobody could see.
Uh-oh.
And so that was his thing. And then the other son was able to describe what it feels like to be killed.
What?
So Rosa, who's probably fucking fed up, by the way.
She's like, Trey, stop talking to fucking Trey. He's not real.
She said the 7-year-old boy flew out of the bathroom as if he had been thrown. And one time one of the headboards cracked in half and smacked into the daughter's head, causing a wound that needed stitches.
Oh, no. So it's like actually injuring them.
Yeah. The 12-year-old girl said that she sometimes felt like she was being choked and held down so she couldn't move or speak. She said she heard a voice in the middle of the night before she would go to bed that told her that she would never see her family again and wouldn't live another 20 minutes.
Oh, can you imagine the trauma as
God.
a kid hearing that?
Some nights it was so bad that the family would sleep in a hotel. Why didn't you just move into the hotel? Finally,
Finances.
Yeah.
Who can
Cha-ching.
afford to move into a hotel?
So finally, in desperation, they went to the family physician, which led to a child services investigation of abuse.
Yeah, I mean, she got her head bashed in.
Well, also, they didn't believe them that there were ghosts. So they just thought that their mom was doing all this.
I mean, I know, but like, you have to if a kid comes in with mysterious injuries, you know?
So,
did I ever tell you what happened to me when I was little?
Yes. Your mom.
Wait, which part?
The one that she doesn't like you telling people because she's afraid she'll get kicked out of the country.
No, not that one. But we'll save that for another day.
What?
No, I went to the pediatrician and I bruise really easily, and I guess my legs were covered in bruises one summer because I just bang them up all the time. Mm-hmm. And I guess she made my mom leave the room and was like, "Are your parents ever mean to you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, all the time." She was like, "Are they ever really mean to you?" And I was like, "Yeah,
they're actually horrible."
And she was just like, "Do they hit you?" And I was like, "No, why would you say that?" And then I realized I was covered in bruises from just being clumsy. Anyway, my mom was furious, but
my mom used to think that the babysitter was beating me up because I have, apparently it's called Mongolian blue spots.
What?
Where when I was born, I just, for the first year, random blue patches would just show up on my body.
Oh.
And they looked kind of like bruises, but they were brighter blue or something.
Are you an alien?
No, I'm Mongolian.
Oh, that explains it.
Duh. But she thought the babysitter was beating me.
And she just
I I think they fired her.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what happened.
My mom fired ours.
I mean,
too.
I'm fine.
Listen, we're fine. We're obviously not.
I mean, we have this podcast.
So I'm getting married.
Still?
Still.
Okay.
It's still happening.
So is my mom.
So is your mama, and so are a lot of other people. It's the year of weddings, as far as I'm concerned. Guys, check out Zola if you haven't. You know, I know you've heard us talk about it before, but I use it for my wedding registry, and it is, I can't say enough good things about it. It's great.
My mom uses it too. It's free, it's easy to use, it's fun, and you can join over 300,000 couples who have also used Zola, just like Christine and my mom.
Zola has everything you love about your favorite department store, plus things like honeymoon funds, fitness classes, wine subscriptions, and so much more.
They have over 500 top brands and 50,000 gifts, experiences, and cash funds.
That's a lot.
You can personalize your registry with photos and notes about why you're coveting certain gifts. There's price matching and free shipping every day.
Zola also has a free suite of wedding planning tools, including wedding websites, and your Zola registry automatically integrates into your wedding website so guests can seamlessly shop and get all the details they need in one place, all online.
That's how Christine got her vacuum.
You guys, my Dyson came through Zola, and it's the freaking greatest thing that ever happened to me. I vacuum way too often now. It's probably unhealthy.
If you want a vacuum like Christine, to sign up with Zola and receive a $50 credit towards your registry, go to zola.com/drink. That is zola.com/drink, ZOLA.com/drink for $50 credit towards your registry. So at this point, now that Child Protective Services is involved, although here they call it the Department of Child Services, so DCS instead of CPS.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, it's the same thing.
Gary, Indiana likes its own rules.
Yeah, they play by their own game. So a lot of things at this point now get recorded as child service reports.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
So, and they also got interviews from like medical staff and everything because they're at the hospital right now.
Right.
So the sons started cursing out the doctor in demonic voices, and the youngest boy was lifted and thrown into the wall with nobody touching him. Oh. And this is literally in a child services report.
Oh, shit.
The boys abruptly passed out at the same time and woke up in the hospital. One of them was fine, and the other started screaming and thrashing, and it took 5 men to hold him down. So he had like inhuman strength.
Uh-oh.
And that's also part of the report. Also, in the same report, quote, hospital personnel examined LaToya and her children and found them to be healthy and free of marks or bruises. A hospital psychiatrist evaluated LaToya and determined she was sound of mind. So even child services is like, we don't know what's going on.
That's terrifying.
The 7-year-old boy started growling and had his teeth showing. His eyes rolled back in his head. He stared at his brother when his eyes came to, and he began to growl again, saying, "It's time to die. I'm going to kill you."
Oh, no.
The 9-year-old boy, in response, had a weird grin.
Oh, my God.
Looked at everyone in the room and walked backwards up a wall to the ceiling.
What?
He then flipped over and landed on his feet.
And yelled, parkour. Sorry.
Quote from his grandmother. He walked up the wall, flipped over, and stood there. There's no way he could have done that. And then a doctor said he glided backwards on the wall and on the floor, wall, and ceiling.
What the fuck?
According to also a police report. So there's a lot of records saying that this literally happened.
Holy shit.
So then after the kids went home, more things began to happen. Can you imagine? Mm-hmm. For example, a dog would bark in the kitchen even though they had no pet.
Great.
The blinds and walls started dripping a weird clear oil. The children became violent, obviously, spoke in tongues, and convulsed. A lot of people can excuse away the convulsions since one of them was around the age that kids are still having seizures for no reason at all. The spirits, if that's what we're calling them, would keep them up all night throwing things and moving things in the home, so they kept hearing furniture and things crashing into walls. A bottle levitated and wobbled before being thrown at LaToya. Horseflies fell dead on the porch in dozens and were swept away to reappear in the same spots the next day. LaToya said, We all had to stay in the same room because if I let one of the children go to the restroom, it would pick them up and hold them high and then throw them down onto the ground.
Oh my God.
One time, LaToya went to grab her Bible and saw a shadow from hell, her quote, a shadow from hell, stare her down from the other side of the room, keeping her from wanting to grab her Bible.
Oh, it was blocking it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Lamps and vases were thrown out of empty rooms and smashed onto the ground in front of them. So, like, imagine looking into an empty room and then something flies out of it and crashes at your feet. During one visit, quote, one of the... Oh, this isn't a quote. This is me quoting myself.
What if we just started quoting ourselves?
Quote, I'm awesome, unquote. Quote, I'm drunk, end quote, Christine.
Yep, standard. Quote, unquote.
During one of the visits... Child Services and police both had their recorders malfunctioned, and another time they actually got on footage, an audio recording of someone whispering, "Hey." They also watched a Febreze can lift into the air and then get hurled at them. And then this is a quote, caseworkers, medics, and law officers have all given eyewitness testimony of seeing LaToya's 3 children being thrown across the room, flung into furniture and walls. They have witnessed them convulsing and speaking in satanic tongues.
Oh my God. That is crazy that police reports.
I know, and medical and child services. So like literally everyone that could try to cause a problem for you are all agreeing that you're in the right.
Jeez.
LaToya also said, one time we were running from the house in fear. As we were running, it picked up my oldest boy and threw him off the porch and it flipped him over. My youngest son said he saw an old woman who he had seen before with a bow and arrow aiming at him to shoot him.
A bow and arrow. How creepy, dude. That's like some American Horror Story shit.
Apparently, the old woman that he saw had red eyes and had only been seen by LaToya's children, but nobody else. But all of them could confirm that they had seen her at different times.
These poor kids.
The youngest one was seeing a boy named Trey. He would sit in his closet and talk to Trey for hours. And LaToya said, we don't know if that's his real name or a name he just came up with, but Trey would tell him to do bad things to hurt people and then would describe him the same way. So he was like seeing a physical person there. The clairvoyant at the time had also warned, this is why LaToya took it seriously. The clairvoyant had told LaToya that a boy and his mother had been brutally murdered in or near the house.
No.
So she knew that information before, and then they were coming to her about someone named Trey and a woman. So it sounds like mother and son.
Jesus.
She didn't know if that was like true, like maybe the clairvoyant was making it up, but she did get confirmation from the chief of police that there was such a murder right next to her house. So a mother and son definitely were murdered near her house. The next day on her younger son's 8th birthday, Child Services did an emergency stop and took the children into custody just in case, because they were like, we don't fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
At that point, at the hospital, the chaplain at the hospital that had watched this happen to the kids called Reverend Michael Maginot. Maginot sounds more realistic, right?
Well, how do you spell it?
Maginot. Maginot?
Maginot, I guess. Yeah.
That's what we're going to call him.
Sure.
So called Reverend Maginot and was like, you need to perform an exorcism on these children because they're walking on my fucking ceiling. So Reverend Maginot went to their house, and after a 4-hour pre-interview at the home, he was convinced that there were demons in the house. The child service caseworker went over to the house also just to check on the condition of the home and asked police officers to come with her. So they were taking pictures and recording samples of all the property. And they actually, one of the cops that was on that tour took a picture that is going kind of viral right now of, it looks like there's a woman standing on the porch staring at you.
What? Wait, a cop took this photo?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They do say that it's not one of the professional on record photos. However, he did take this photo at this property while this was happening, and people are very excited about it.
Do I get to see it?
Yeah. Okay, here's the picture. I searched for House of 200 Demons ghost.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And then Google image. So this is the front of the house. And nobody was in the house when he took this picture.
Ah! Ew!
So it definitely looks like there's a woman there. Right? It looks like there's something.
It looks like a figure, a human.
It looks like it could be a mannequin, but there's no one.
Or like a skeleton.
According to him, though, there was nothing on that porch that should have made that picture. But it looks like she's like even pushing like the curtains away to like check on.
I didn't notice that with the arms. Oh, God. Okay.
So who knows? But also it's going kind of viral right now. So
timely.
So timely.
Hashtag timely.
So also anyone that actually worked on that case around this time within the same week ended up having some sort of electrical malfunctions on something in their personal lives, like their phone or their car. The chief of police actually, his personal car, not his cop car, but his personal car that he drove up because he wasn't on a professional like tour. Right. He was just like kind of accompanying the caseworker. He went back to his car and the seat was broken in half in his car.
What?
And the mechanic, because he brought it back, said that the motor had just fallen apart in his car. So it would have actually caused an accident had he not checked it ahead of time. So like there were all these, everyone went through something that could have caused them harm.
The seat was broken too?
Like it was like one of those like motorized reclining seats.
Oh.
And the motor itself had just like fallen out.
Oh,
and
the motor of the seat.
Yeah, and
I
so the
you
whole
meant the car. I was like, oh no.
But so the whole seat like wouldn't move up or forward. But had he been driving, he might have like gone backwards. And but so each of them kind of went through some sort of electrical malfunction that would have caused an accident. Like it was like all of them were somehow in danger or attached to a potential danger. The child service looked around the house and so they didn't notice anything because also the photo, they hadn't looked at any of the pictures or anything. They just got a vibe, I guess, that it was safe enough for the kids to go back.
Right.
So the kids came back, but they were going to a psychiatrist, and the daughter told the psychiatrist that she saw shadowy figures in the house, and she also had gone into trances twice on her own.
Oh my God.
And the sons told the psychiatrist that the doors would slam and start moving around on their own. LaToya herself was also examined by the psychiatrist, who has said that she, quote, does not seem to be experiencing symptoms of psychosis or thought disorder.
Wow.
So the caseworker for child services went through their house again, and she found some of that oozing oil liquid in the house, and she was finding it on like the blinds on their windows and on cracks in the wall and like in puddles in random places. And she just touched it to see what it was, and she said it felt really sticky, even though it was slippery but sticky at the same time. 10 minutes later, she went into a full-blown panic attack and said that her finger was burning, the one that she touched the oil with.
Oh, no.
Her finger was burning. She looked at her finger, and it was white as if it had been blistered over. And then she said that her whole shoulder went numb, and her arm felt like it was broken.
Well, that's fucking awful.
So...
Did they test the oil at all, or not really?
Not that I could find. But so she also happened to go through several experiences where she almost got into big accidents.
That's awful.
Within the month after she went on that last tour. So she had, in literally 30 days afterwards, she had experienced broken ribs, broken hands, broken ankles, and third-degree burns. So multiple accidents had tried to get her throughout the month after she...
ankles? Jesus. Yeah.
So the priest that was looking around the house and... Maginot. Reverend Maginot. He told the police that he wanted to check under the dirt under her basement to make sure that there weren't any pentagram or personal objects that might have been left if this was like a ritualistic area.
Right.
So the police...
Oh, right. They could have like hidden like a...
Yeah.
Oh, how creepy. Okay.
So the police went down to the basement, which still had a dirt floor, and dug a hole beneath the stairs, and they found... a pink press-on fingernail.
No.
A white pair of underwear. Women's underwear.
No.
They didn't say women's underwear. They said panties. But God forbid, I just want to vomit.
Why?
I hate that fucking word.
What? Okay.
I don't know. And then the word moist panties. Ugh.
Literally, when Blaze's little brother came, he's in high school, and we were playing a game, and he kept answering every question with moist panties, and I didn't get it. And Blaze said, apparently it's a thing because there are 2 terrible words that everyone hates, and so now people say them to bother each other.
Ugh, they're horrible words.
So there we go. We're cool and hip like high schoolers.
Yay. Wow, I miss being in high school.
With your boyfriend, Tristan. Oh. He was on the football team, guys.
You know what? He was a good boyfriend, I'll tell you that. He was also not interested in me, so we did a really good job of faking it till we made it, I guess. Except we never made it. We broke up.
Faking it till you break up.
Fake it till you break it.
Fake it till you break it.
So they found a press-on fingernail, a white pair of women's underwear, an object that looked like a weight for a drapery cord. I don't know what that fucking means.
A weight for a drapery cord. Okay.
Yep, I didn't read that wrong. Yep. And then a political shirt pin, like a political pin for your shirt. A lid for a small cooking pan. Socks with the bottoms cut off below the ankles.
Ew.
It's like ankle socks.
Like leg warmers.
Yeah, but I think they were clearly socks first.
Oh, ew.
Like homemade leg warmers. And then candy wrappers and a heavy metal object that they could not identify. So like just a weird assortment of shit.
That is literally the most random shit. Although I will say I'm wearing white underwear and have pink press-on nails.
Good. We'll just dig you in a hole then and leave you there.
Okay.
Okay.
To leave one object of mine behind
Yes.
at a time.
We'll also cut off half of your socks.
Oh, right. We got to do that first.
So the police said that they wouldn't... The police were so freaked out because apparently the clairvoyant or the reverend, when they found all the stuff in the basement, apparently one of the old rituals, if that place were cult-like,
Yeah.
is that each of those items might have been something that meant something to a person involved. So they might have all been leaving their mark.
This fingernail means a lot to me.
Yeah. Actually, this candy wrapper did me in. So the police actually said that they were so freaked out that they wouldn't even stay in the house past dark.
Oh my God.
And priest or Reverend Maginot did a, quote, intense blessing and performed a minor exorcism. He could not do a major one because it was not backed by the Catholic Church.
Oh.
So he, like, unless the bishop approves it, then you can't technically do an exorcism.
Oh. Just a mini one.
Just like an itty bitty one, like a snack.
Like snack size. Fun size exorcism.
A fun size exorcism, yes. The whole time he was doing this snack sized exorcism, whatever we just said.
Fun sized.
People said that they felt like someone was in the room with them and someone was breathing down their neck the whole time trying to get them out of there. The Reverend told LaToya to look up the names of the demons that were tormenting her because each name has, like, kind of like how when they say the name of the demon to cast them out and it's like more powerful with a name. They said since each demon has a name and a personality, if he knew the names, he would be able to address them and get them out better.
How would she look them up, though?
So she looked up the demons on Google.
WikiHow.com.
On Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
And she just searched demons that represented the problems that her house was having. So like there were flies. So our favorite Beals showed up.
Beelzebub? Mm-hmm. Beals. Good old Beals.
Good old Beals.
Always trying to make that nickname stick.
I know.
It's never going to work.
Bubby.
Bub. It's never going to work, Bub. Bubba.
So he... So they were looking up all the different demons and the computer kept shutting down. And she said that she felt sick and lightheaded every time she tried to research something, like it didn't want her to know. So she found Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies, not the shitty movie remake that's coming out. And after the minor exorcism, the Reverend said that the bishop finally gave him permission to perform a life-size exorcism.
A life-size?
A king-size exorcism.
King-size.
Family-size.
You know, everyone's the king of something.
I'm saying.
And the bishop's the king of exorcisms.
Yep. And Beelzebub is the king of flies.
And I'm the king of boxed wine. How sad for me.
Your throne.
My throne.
So the ritual was basically the same as a minor exorcism, but it was more powerful because it had the backing. And ultimately, he performed 3 major exorcisms, 2 in English and 1 in Latin.
Oh, great.
And he said he could tell how strong the demons were because of how much LaToya convulsed.
Oh, how awful.
When he was performing the exorcism on her. So she said she felt something inside her was trying to inflict pain. It was different from a natural pain, but still as intense as giving birth. And she said that she felt like all of her limbs were trying to tear themselves off.
How fucking unfair.
Uh-huh.
She already gave birth. Leave her alone.
3 times.
Leave her the fuck alone.
Eventually, she passed out, which, according to the Reverend, is the demon's way of lessening the ritual's effect. Because it's like if she's not conscious to expel the spirit,
it can just like chill
it can just hang
her.
out there.
Oh, no.
So
it sucks because it's better for her because she's not like
I know
convulsing in pain, but ugh.
So one of the assistants to the Reverend during the exorcisms came up with a backup plan in case LaToya had any problems after all of this, where she wrote the name of a demon on a piece of paper and tucked it into an envelope and then surrounded it with blessed salt and said if LaToya had any more problems, she would burn the envelope. LaToya did have more problems where she complained of having nightmares of something trying to like, quote, seep into her brain.
Oh, God.
So she called the assistant and the assistant burned the envelope and saved the ashes to burn later in a church. And after that, the nightmares ended.
Wow.
So they performed one final exorcism and LaToya and her mother felt fine afterwards, drove back to Indianapolis where they now live away from the house.
Thank God.
And everything is supposedly okay.
Thank God.
The only reason that I chose to do this story and why it is so timely is because the most recent update to this house is that it got bought for $35,000 and destroyed.
Oh.
Ask me who bought the house and who destroyed it.
Who bought it?
Your favorite douchebag.
No.
ZB.
He did not.
He did. He bought it for $35,000 and destroyed it on the spot. And the demolition was for a documentary releasing this year called Demon House.
And you know what else? He definitely drove the wrecking ball and yelled the whole time as he knocked down the house.
Wow, he's such a fucking class act.
And he was also wearing acid wash jeans.
Why wouldn't he?
I mean...
Did he have frosted tips while he was at it? Jesus.
I'm trying.
Did he shotgun on its grave?
I'm
so
trying to paint a picture for everyone.
So Zach Baggins, who is the lead investigator of Ghost Adventures.
And my true love / true hate.
Mm-hmm. Your frenemy for life.
My frenemy.
Who he doesn't know because he blocked you.
He really doesn't give a shit about me.
His quote was, "Something was inside that house that had the ability to do things that I had never seen before. Things that others carrying the highest forms of credibility couldn't explain either. There was something there that was very dark, yet highly intelligent and powerful."
I mean, that's great that he got rid of it.
He also interviewed numerous police officials and the actual caseworker from Child Services for his documentary.
Whoa.
He would not say whether or not he interviewed the family, but LaToya has said in interviews, quote, "When you hear something like this, don't assume it's not real because I lived it. I know it's real."
LaToya, you poor thing.
And Demon House, his trailer, Zach Baggins' trailer for Demon House is now out. It looks very Blair Witchy to me.
Ooh, okay. Whether you're a busy professional, parent on the go, or just looking for high-quality supplements, like us, Aura Organic has the cleanest and most delicious nutritional products available.
In a lot of supermarkets now, when you walk down the aisle, you'll see a lot of conscious products in produce, organic potato chips, vegan ice cream, and sustainable cleaning products. But what about conscious nutritional supplements? That's where Aura Organic comes in.
They offer a subscription service that's free to cancel or skip for all of their nutritional products. Convenient, 20% off all products, all of them, and no more running to the drugstore, because who wants to do that?
Last thing I want to do ever. They also don't include ingredients in their products that they don't believe aren't necessary. That's why their products are organic, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, non-GMO, don't contain anything artificial, and are perfect for people like us in LA.
Heck yeah. Aura comes from the New Zealand Maori greeting, Kia ora, which literally translates to be well. To Aura, that means creating quality nutritional products using sustainable sourcing and, of course, downright delicious flavors. And they are delicious, guys. We've tried them. If you enjoy the taste of your supplements, you're more likely to remember to take them. Makes sense.
If you've thought about what goes into making most supplements, you might be surprised because vitamin C tablets don't necessarily mean that they come from fruit, and your vitamin D tablets definitely aren't made from sunlight. But at Aura Organic, they believe that Mother Nature had it right and nutrition should and can come from plants.
You guys can try Aura Organic today with 15% off your first order using the code DRINK at www.aura.organic. That's promo code DRINK at www.aura.organic for 15% off your first order. All right. Ready?
Oh, yeah, we're not even going to intro this. We're just going to jump right in, huh?
Intro it.
You just went, all right, ready? Is that your intro?
Well, what do you want me to say?
I don't know. I wanted a little...
All right.
A little razzle-dazzle.
I literally don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I don't know.
What did you say?
I don't know. I think I said, you want a story?
Well, that's not much more razzle-dazzle.
I don't know.
Okay, well, do you want a story?
Yeah, now I feel satisfied.
God. Okay, so this is the Richardson. Now you have me all self-conscious.
Okay, take it away with your story that I'm so ready for now. I really am ready.
No, I feel like you're
No, I'm not.
mocking me.
No. Are we having a fight?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the Richardson family murders.
Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about that.
Okay, so
Per
this
usual.
was suggested by Alex Danielle, and then on Twitter was suggested by @MyNightmare.
Oh, well, okay.
And also, Two of a Kind and True Crime did it in their 3rd episode way back when, and that was the first time I'd ever heard of it.
Oh, cool. Okay, so lots of feedback.
Lots of suggestions. This takes place in your favorite country, not Russia.
Not Russia.
Last week you were like, in my country, Russia.
Oh, in my homeland.
Oh my God, okay. Whatever. Not Russia, but Canada.
Oof. Okay, I'm ready.
In Medicine Hat,
I love it.
Alberta. Oh, I don't love that noise.
I'm sorry, I was trying to contain it.
Okay, so settle yourself in.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Let's go back to 2006.
Let's not.
Actually,
though.
can we
14
stay?
was a rough one.
Can we stay here? I don't
wanna.
No, 2006 was not.
Let's pretend it happened now.
Okay, no,
Okay.
let's not, because I don't want this to be happening now.
Neat.
2006, MySpace was at its heyday. That's all I remember.
Everyone was ironically bullying each other for having a Zango while also having a Zanga.
Totally. I had a LiveJournal, RicePudding9.
Stop it. Is its little graveyard out there somewhere? Could someone
Yes.
potentially still go look at RicePudding9's LiveJournal?
Yep, it's out there, guys.
You know, it was a big thing back then too, was that instant message.
AIM?
AIM. Did you say AIM or AIM?
Okay, I said AIM.
I always said AIM too.
Okay, good, because some people are like, it's called AIM, and I'm like, it's also called, we're in 2018, so it
It's also
doesn't
called
matter.
AOL Instant Messenger, loser.
America Online, okay?
America Online Instant Messenger,
Suck it.
if you want to get real weird with it.
I do. So we're back in 2006. We're
Right.
all really self-conscious and
I've got a lot of acne.
developing body hair.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not, in your 20s, you were probably...
I'm wearing checkered patterned shorts somewhere in the
Me
world.
too.
Yep.
Everyone was.
Who wasn't?
Oh my God.
The double collar,
Oh God, yes. Double
puka shells. Okay, let's stop.
All right, let's stop.
Everything.
Okay, let's stop this podcast. Goodbye. Anyway, at 1 p.m. on April 23rd, 2006, a 6-year-old boy went to his friend Jacob's house to see if he wanted to play. He peered in the windows, and instead of seeing his friend, he saw the bloody bodies of Jacob's parents, Mark Richardson, 42, and his wife, Deborah, 48, on the basement floor.
Oh no.
6 years old.
Oh no.
So he had to go tell somebody.
Yeah, a shrink.
Yeah. When police arrived, they found the parents in the basement, stabbed to death, and then they went upstairs and found 8-year-old Jacob's body in his bed. His throat had been cut from ear to ear, and he was surrounded by blood-spattered toys. So police looked around the house. They found no sign of the family's daughter, 12-year-old Jasmine. So they thought she may have been abducted. So they put out an Amber Alert for her. The Amber Alert was sent out, and meanwhile, police investigated her school locker and quickly realized she wasn't a victim, but a suspect.
Oh. And she's how old?
12.
Ooh, all right.
So police were obviously shocked. Her name, she's known as JR because Canadian law prevents young offenders, like minors, from being identified. So JR and her boyfriend, Jeremy Allen Steinke, were arrested the following day in Saskatchewan.
Okay.
And here's what went down.
Okay.
They kind of had to work backwards to figure out what the hell happened. All right, so Jasmine, age 12, JR, as she's officially known. She and her boyfriend, Jeremy, had met a few months before at a rock concert or a metal concert or some sort of music that was popular in 2006.
Uh-huh.
And they stayed in contact via vampirefreaks.com.
Oh, me too.
Same.
That's how you and I met.
Good old 2006.
Yep. RicePudding9, the vampire freak.
I hate you. RicePudding9. Yeah. They also communicated on a Canadian social networking app called Nexopia.
Why wasn't I on that?
Well, it's still there if you want to get on it.
Everyone find me there.
Okay.
2006.
So Jasmine's username was Runaway Devil. Definitely cooler than RicePudding9.
Yeah, you knew she was edgy.
She was edgy.
Your parents were afraid to invite her to the party.
Yes. When I was 12, man, my username would have been like...
Eyeliner extreme. I don't know. Are you good?
I was not allowed to wear eyeliner at age 12, I'll tell you what. Okay. Anyway, so her profile claimed she was 15 years old, even though she was only 12.
Ooh, rebel.
Rebel. And her user page ended with the text, "Welcome to my tragic end."
That was literally in my buddy alert.
Totally.
My away message.
Yeah. This was me at age 15. She was just like a little early.
Welcome to my what?
End. My tragic end.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a
She
My
went
Chemical
there.
Romance lyric that I also had in my away message.
Or everyone's LiveJournal post. Whatever.
Also, RicePudding9 definitely put that somewhere.
Welcome to my rice pudding end. My tragic rice pudding.
It really takes the edge away if you know.
Guys, just say rice pudding anywhere in your really intense sentence and it's going to deaden it a little bit.
It deadens a lot. Okay. According to Jasmine's friends, her parents had punished her for dating Jeremy and did not approve of their relationship because he was 23 years old.
Whoa!
And she was 12.
Okay.
So obviously they did not approve, and she did not like that.
They'd be bad parents if they didn't.
Right, exactly. If they did approve, yeah. So shit just gets weirder from there.
Oh.
Her friends also, for obvious reasons, didn't approve of their relationship. Jeremy claimed he was a 300-year-old werewolf.
Oh, here we go.
He said he liked the taste of blood, and he would often carry a small vial of blood around his neck. I don't know where the blood came from. I don't understand. But apparently he adopted the persona of a 300-year-old vampire, and she was...
So he's Jacob.
Yeah, before that was a thing.
So he wrote Twilight, actually.
He's actually the inspiration for Twilight in a much more upsetting, violent
Also, Bella is fucking 12.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, she lied about her age, too, but only by 3 years, not by, like, 250.
So did Edward. It's like, I'm old.
That's true.
This is just the prequel to the prequel of Twilight.
Yeah, so she lied. Right, so Jasmine lied by 3 years. He lied by, like, 200 and...
Can you imagine if you're like, oh, I'm 15, heh heh heh. Really, I'm 300, heh heh heh. That's some Little Red Riding Hood shit.
Trying to one-up you. Yeah, so Jasmine became infatuated with Jeremy. He was goth, and she kind of adopted the same goth persona. Their posts were deleted ultimately from Nexopia, but you know that I am an internet sleuth.
I can't wait
and
to
I
see what you
tracked
found.
this shit down. It was not that hard. I just like to use the word sleuth.
Oh, okay.
So some of the messages that transpired between them.
I'm so excited.
She messaged him, "Are you stalking me? Because that would be super."
That's what you say to Fall Out Boy all the time.
And they're like, "No, we're not. Please leave us alone." He once posted, the following. Buckle up. She continues to thank that I came into her life to help her out and stop what they keep trying to shout. Oh, P.S. This is a poem.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome, world. Their throats I want to slit. They will regret the shit they have done, especially when I see to it that they are gone. They shall pay for their insolence. Finally, there shall be silence. Their blood shall be payment.
And post to Zanga.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever this is. Nextropia.
Nexplanon.
Nexplanon.
Something. Just kidding.
So-
That's the name of my birth control.
Oh. But
I don't know.
well, that is your tragic end then, isn't it? So okay, just keep going. Okay. If I have a question, I'll ask later.
Some of her musings included here, you know how, okay, so I used to take these quizzes because I don't know who didn't, but they were like personality quizzes, and you'd like answer like last time you cried, favorite food, whatever, and post it on your MySpace. Oh,
you mean you would post a bulletin on MySpace of your, like, that whole, like, surveys? Yeah. It was a survey bulletin, is what they were called.
Sure, yes. You post them in your...
Every day I did them.
On your page.
They were my favorite.
Yeah, I think they were every, like, vain child's favorite, because you're like, let me tell you all about, as if anyone read them.
Name of the last person you texted.
Exactly. As if anyone ever read mine and actually cared, but...
I read my crushes, and then I was always jealous that they were, like, someone would be like, oh, I was texting...
100%.
Dan, and I'm like, who the fuck is Dan?
And then I would be trying to, like, subtly say something to my crush, and they would, like, obviously never read it.
The whole point of it was to subtly say shit to your crush.
Yeah. Or, like, last time I cried, and I'd always go, last night. And then I was like, that's not... Like, later I was like, why do I always say I'm crying? But I wanted
don't know,
to
now you always say you're sweating.
I always...
Imagine if people did fucking MySpace bulletin surveys today. When was the last time you sweat? And you'd be like, oh my God, when wasn't I sweating?
24/7. Listen, maybe I have gland issues. I don't know.
I don't know.
Stop it. I feel attacked. Okay.
If anyone on Facebook wants to start a bulletin survey for
I
us
definitely have some of those still saved from
I'll
like
literally
2006
fucking do one right now.
on Facebook. Let's do them. Nobody cares. That's the thing.
But what if we did it and that's why we drink themed bulletin survey, like most interesting serial killer? Is that too dark?
We talk about ourselves constantly. Everyone knows enough. Okay.
I'm too vain. I still like to talk about myself after all this time.
All right. Her musings included, have you ever been arrested? Not yet. And have you ever cheated on one? Have you ever cheated on someone? Yes. ... Many years ago. You're 12.
Oh my God.
You cheated on like your fucking teddy bear? Like, what do you mean?
Cheated on your fucking math quiz?
Like, yeah, like you're 5.
Oh my gosh.
Many years ago.
But also that was so the scene back then. Like at 14, people are saying, oh yeah, so forever ago, I got my heart broken. When you were like, what, 13 and a half?
Yeah, but 12.
I know, but I also remember being 12 and I know she meant it. She somehow meant it.
Oh my God. No, she just wanted to like seem cool, I think, like seem badass.
I feel like I would have fallen for it.
She was also pretending she was 15, so. As their relationship grew and her parents disapproved, they started exchanging emails such as she would send him, I have this plan. It starts with me killing them and ends with me living with you.
Oh.
She was obviously upset that her parents had forbidden her from dating him, was furious and was deeply in love with him. And he replied, well, I love your plan, but we need to get a little more creative with like details and stuff.
Oh, shit.
One night they watched their favorite movie, Natural Born Killers, whose characters become lovers and mass murderers and kill one of the characters' own family members. And that's when they decided it was time to act on their plan.
Yeah, that was their aha moment.
Yep. And that was their favorite movie. Jasmine and Jeremy entered Jasmine's home Jeremy was wearing a neoprene mask and carrying a knife. He stabbed Jasmine's mother, 48-year-old Deborah Richardson, 12 times, including a 12-centimeter deep piercing to her heart. Her husband, Jasmine's father, Mark, heard his wife screaming, came downstairs to help, and was attacked by Jeremy, who stabbed him 24 times, including 9 times in the back. Then Jasmine and Jeremy went upstairs to her brother's room. 8-year-old Jacob, who was laying in his bed hiding. And
oh no. And they did it.
He pleaded for his life saying, I'm too young to die, she said were his last words.
Oh, baby.
And asked why she was doing this. She stabbed him 5 times. And later said that he emitted a gurgling sound as she stabbed him.
Oh no.
And then Jeremy finished him off by slashing his throat from ear to ear. He later said it was Jasmine who slashed her brother's throat while he watched from a doorway, so it's unclear who actually did it, but she stabbed him either
Small
way.
potatoes.
Yeah. She later said she killed him because it was too cruel to leave him without parents.
Yeah, okay, the cruel part.
Fucking kind. Can you imagine? He's like literally asking his big sister, like, why are you doing this? I mean, anyway. It's really upsetting.
Jeez.
2 hours later, Jasmine and Jeremy were seen laughing and kissing at a restaurant.
Okay.
So they were arrested pretty quickly the day after the bodies were discovered. And they were obviously in different prison cells, but they were exchanging letters. And so Jeremy asked Jasmine, quote, okay, just imagine every U is the letter U, okay?
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
Okay, just visualize it. You said you wanted to get engaged? Then here's a Q. Will you marry me? If so, then it is a verbal agreement. Really romantic.
Yeah, right.
And then she wrote back, ah ha 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 ha. I never thought I'd find myself hysterically laughing in a holding cell in these kinds of circumstances. But still, ah ha ha ha. You make me so happy. Yes, yes, I will. I would love to. This is hours after they fucking stabbed her family. Later, asked why she committed the murders, Jasmine said, I loved him so much, I thought it would bring us closer together. And Jeremy later said, when he was interrogated, you ever see Natural Born Killers? I think that's the greatest love story of all time.
Wow.
So in June 2007, Jasmine, JR at the time, was aged 14. And she went on trial for 3 counts of first-degree murder, was found guilty on all 3 counts, and sentenced to 10 years in jail, which was the maximum that's allowed by Canada's Youth Criminal Justice Act. So there was no way she could get over 10 years because she was a minor. I mean, she was 12.
Yeah.
In 2008, the following year, Jeremy was found guilty of 3 counts. Oh, by the way, they both pled not guilty. Just saying.
Great.
Jeremy was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to 3 concurrent life sentences with an earliest parole date of 25 years. He's changed his name in prison to Jackson May and has made several failed appeals against his sentence and is still there. Mm-hmm. In 2012, Jasmine was released under conditional supervision and became so she was basically allowed to be free, but it was almost like parole, like she was being monitored and had a curfew. But she started college at Mount Royal University in Calgary, Alberta, and she basically lived out the last few years of her sentence that way. And then, according to one of her lawyers, she's become a poster child for rehabilitation. So apparently, while she was going through like intense psychotherapy and all sorts of stuff over the last 10 years, she has supposedly come to understand and regret the horror of her crime. In 2016, so 2 years ago, at age 23, Jasmine received parole and was released from prison. If she remains out of trouble until 2020, the murders will be completely expunged from her record. So,
wow.
Basically, it'll just be like,
it just totally just erases itself.
Gone. She's since changed. She's out now. She's free. She's trying to live like a low, under the radar life. She's changed her name, so it's unknown what her current whereabouts are. So some of the research shows that most young homicide offenders, so minors who commit murder, don't usually commit murders in adulthood. So I guess that was part of their like thought process throughout this rehabilitation, that like it's very unlikely she'll repeat be a repeat offender. And then the detective who was on the case when they discovered the bodies, who actually has said it's taken years to even just get the pictures out of his mind, and has said it really traumatized him and several of the other officers. Jeez. And he said like the 4 of them are still really close because they were the only ones they could talk to because they went through like just the trauma of finding like the little boy's body and all that. And he said it just took years to recover. But even and at the time he said he was so angry, like he couldn't believe she'd only be away for 10 years. But he now has said that he doesn't think, his name is Secondiak, and he says he doesn't think she's without hope. He said, quote, "I don't think she's truly evil. I've met some of those people that are bad to the bone, and she's not one of them." So that is the story of J.R. and the Richardson family murders.
Weird.
Batshit.
It's a doozy.
That guy.
I cannot believe.
23.
You mean 300.
Oh, sorry. I forgot he aged pretty quickly there.
Yeah. Wow. That's wild.
Yep, so that's the story. Got anything positive to say?
There's a Deirdre update.
Ooh.
On her haunted house.
Tell me.
Apparently, she called me last week because she was having a little get-together at her house. And I've been to her house, so I know the layout of it. But basically, they have a back door, and you can go through the back door if you want, but really the only people who would ever even see the back door is one of her roommates, because there's a basement, a main floor, and then a top floor, but the top floor is basically like an attic.
Right.
So there's only one bedroom up there, and or there's only one guy sleeping up there, and when he goes down his stairs, it leads straight to the back door.
So he can see it if he goes up and down.
Yeah, but unless you're that guy, you would never be upstairs to his room.
Right.
You would never be there. So she was having this little party. She thought he was upstairs, and they were getting kind of loud. And when she, at one point, they all heard like a huge door slam from upstairs. And she was like, oh, like he must like just be really mad that we're really loud, and was trying to like do the whole like shut the fuck up.
Passive aggressive. Yeah.
But she said it sounded like an angry, be quiet, you're being too loud slam.
Right.
And so they tried to be quiet, and then like an hour later he came home. And she was like freaked out, and she asked people at the party that she was like, you guys heard that shit, right? Like you heard a door slam. Like we all heard it.
And it's not like anyone came down after that or like was up there.
Nobody was there. Nobody did it. But everyone, they even like stopped talking for a second and looked around. And they're like, oh shit, he must be really mad. It
probably shut them up because it was,
yeah. And so and this is after she's been hearing a bunch of knocks and thinking someone was trying to come in, and then she'd open the door, no one was there.
Don't open the door, Deirdre.
It was like her bedroom door to like the main floor.
Oh, ew. So on her bedroom door.
So she also lives with 5 guys, and so she always thinks if one of them's knocking on the door, like it might just be them asking her a question.
Yeah.
So she'll always open the door and no one's there. And then this slam happened. And then last night I woke up to a text this morning saying that there was more knocking.
No.
And it was like apparently like a creepy, like it was like a weird polite knocking, as if like it knew it had creeped her out. And then this morning she woke up and the lights in her bedroom were on. And there have been times where she's told me that she like came home and like her TV was on, or like she had unplugged her TV and it had plugged itself back in. Like,
no.
I'm pretty sure she told me that. Maybe I'm making it up, but I'm pretty sure she told me that. I'm gonna have to check with her. But the door slam definitely happened, and she's very, very, very freaked out. And
holy shit.
I told her to get a crucifix and sage.
Yeah, sage that shit.
Yeah.
When in doubt, sage it out.
Yeah.
My sister's getting that tank top from our shop.
Aww.
Because she can't wear anything with a wine glass to school.
But sage, definitely.
But yeah, she's like, that's the only one. I'm like, I'll make you a milkshake one. I will.
So sweet.
P.S. Speaking of which, we have new merch. Go check it out.
We do.
Yep.
That's it on my end.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
It was a good one.
Right?
Got me going, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, ATWWD Podcast. You can also find our Patreon at ATWWD Podcast. Please donate. You don't realize what you're doing for us. We are still going to CrimeCon May 4th through May 6th.
We're
please,
officially going.
We're
bought
officially
our
going.
tickets.
So we have to go
So
now.
we will be there.
So if you want to meet us, please use our promo code ATWWD.
Yeah, or meet Alexander if you want. Or Renata. Renata will
Go
be there.
on a date with Alexander.
We should just start pitching it by saying Renata and Alexander will be there.
And my mom.
Well, she won't be at CrimeCon,
No.
right?
But if you wanted to
But if you
wander
wanna go to
Nashville, she'll be somewhere.
You'll find her.
We also have our website, and that's where we drink.com, and we also have our shop, and that's where we drink.bigcartel.com, where you can get our new merch. You can email us at and that's where we drink at gmail.com, where we put out a new listener story every first of the month. So send in your personal stories, true crime or paranormal or drunk,
or anything else.
Oh yes,
We just like fun stuff.
you can follow us on our personal accounts, VM Schultz and Teen Schiefer
And Schiefer 740
and Geotex LA,
pitching himself.
and that's it.
That's it.
All right,
What a
that's too concise.
what a ride it's been.
I know.
What a ride.
And
That's
why
we